Okay, guys. Here we are, 18.3. This is the last bit of notes for chapter 18. So let's go through it real quick, and then we will be done with chapter 18. There's no review, there's just a Quizlet that I've made for you. So go through, make sure you know the Quizlet. If you know the Quizlet, you're going to be fine for the test. Okay, here we go. So once we go to this first slide here, it says Buffalo soldiers fight the last battle. So General Sherman tours Texas in 1871 at the time of the Warren Wagon Train raid. He takes 20 soldiers with him, 17 of which are African Americans from the 10th Cavalry Unit at Fort Sill. Many African Americans were sent to Texas to make it safe for settlers. African American soldiers distinguished themselves during the Civil War. So Congress formed regiments of African American soldiers to serve in the West. They were trustworthy and knew what they were doing. The natives called these men the Buffalo Soldiers. The name was given to them as a sign of respect for their fighting abilities. Buffalo soldiers were not treated fairly by the army. They had, had some conflicts with the white officers. Um, nothing's changed, guys. Nothing since the Civil War has really eased tensions between white Southerners and then now former slaves or freed African Americans, and we won't see change for decades. So they're given poor quality horses and supplies, but despite these difficulties, Buffalo soldiers served well. They were tasked with patrolling the frontier, building roads and forts. They fought in nearly every battle in West Texas and along the Rio Grande. 13 enlisted men and 6 officers were awarded the Medal of Honor for their conduct in the Indian Wars of the late 1800s. One of the last campaigns involving the Buffalo Soldiers was against Victorio, who was an Apache leader. Buffalo soldiers were given the job of locating and defeating Victorio's band. In the early 1880, the Buffalo Soldiers went on a 1,500-mile march. They eventually located the Apache fighters near the Guadalupe Mountains, fought a 3-hour battle before the natives fled south to Mexico. Mexican soldiers found and trapped Victorio, killing him and his men in October of 1880. Bands of natives were not the only danger threatening Texas settlers in the 1870s. Outlaws roamed the countryside near the Rio Grande, carrying out robberies and other crimes. The Texas government sends the Texas Rangers into the area to fight the outlaws. The Rangers committed a number of illegal acts against Mexican Americans to quote unquote keep the peace. One man, Juan Cortina, classed with the Texas Rangers, he led a band that tried to protect the rights of Tejanos along the border. Many families in the area viewed him as a hero, but the Rangers accused him of stealing cattle to sell in Mexico. The U.S. government pressured the Mexican government to arrest Cortina in 1875. In the late 1800s, West Texas wars and the number of settlers from the east caused great changes in Texas. The number of white settlers tripled in the 2 decades between 1870 and 1890. At the same time, Native American population decreased dramatically. Nearly all remaining natives were confined to reservations outside of Texas, mostly Indian Territory, which would become Oklahoma. Between 1873 and 1891, railroad lines increased from 1,000 to 9,000 miles. So we're starting to see that big expansion west, which makes it really easy for settlers to get there. By the 1890s, the look of Texas had changed permanently. New cities like Wichita Falls, Vernon, Sweetwater, and Abilene were founded across the plains, and natives were rarely seen again. So that's it for chapter 18. Okay, short and sweet here in the end. Let us know if you have any questions. Make sure you get those review questions answered. Check out the Quizlet. We'll take the test, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, so happy Monday. I'll come at you with a separate video if you're in my class, just checking in, see what's going on. If you're in Coach Tibbetts' class, make sure you're checking in with him, letting him know you're still there. I know he likes hearing from you guys. So we'll talk to you guys later. Okay, have a good one.